Hello everyone, it's your options guy. Welcome back to another video. So in today's video we're going to talk about Palantir. We're going to go over basically like the news today and why it surged so much in the after hours specifically. So if you're a 13% surge in the after hours, that's pretty huge. If you're a long-term investor in Palantir, you must be really happy, at least with the news and everything. If you have bought some call options, you must be super stoked for tomorrow. Can't wait to see them gains. But if you've been selling covered calls, then you're probably like shooting yourself in the face. You're probably like, damn, why did I do this? That was a bad move. Now I have to like close them out, roll them over into next week or whatever month or whatever that you've been doing covered calls on. But yeah, anyways, before we get into it, I just want to emphasize I'm not a financial advisor. Make sure you go ahead and check out my channel, Your Options Guy. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you like what you see. Alright, so let's get into it. So basically, the big news today says why Palantir shares are soaring in today's after-hour session. So what happened was on Tuesday, Palantir announced an advance in the awarding of an $823 million contract from the U.S. Army. So obviously, that's a pretty huge amount. It's obviously increasing again on the government sector side. So Palantir is growing, especially selling that Gotham technology. So it says here Palantir has advanced to the next phase of the contract after a successful fix test process. Palantir said it will support the Army through final testing and fielding. So one thing that I'm not too sure is exactly how long that contract is for. Usually it tells you like it's a couple of years, maybe 1, 2, or 3 years. And then, obviously the Army has the chance to renew their contract if they want to, if everything's good. So I don't see that information here. But other than that, basically in the article, it goes more into detail about how their earnings was in their last quarter. It says recently reported second quarter revenue $376 million, up 49% year over year. So as you can see, basically that the company guided for third quarter revenue to hit $385 million. So I don't know if that accounts for or this takes into account the $838 million or $823 million contract from the U.S. Army. I don't think it does. Now, obviously, you're probably thinking like the 823. Obviously, it's a lot greater than 385. However, it all depends on how many years the contract is for. So again, like let's say if it's like 5 years, you would split out 823 divided by 5. It also depends on how Palantir takes into account revenue. So if they have a $823 million contract for like let's say 3 years, do they take into account $823 million the first year, or do they take into account whatever 823 divided by 3 is into the first year? You get what I'm saying? So it all depends on how they take in revenue, how long the contract is. But overall, it's still good news. It seems like they're definitely going to hit above $385 million for their third quarter revenue. So it's looking pretty good. It might seem like the next quarter, which I believe is their earnings is November 11th. So that's coming up like within a month. So it seems like November 11th, they might have a really good earnings. All right, so the next thing I wanted to show you guys is the dark pool order. So basically, you can see right here that there was 3 big orders. So one at 23.17, another one at 23.20, and another one at 23.25 price levels. So one thing about dark pools is that it doesn't show you if it's a buy or if it's sell order. You basically just kind of have to like make assumptions based on like the price movement. So one thing that is interesting though is that they are huge amounts. I'm not sure if someone knew that that they're going to have that contract, or they're going to make the contract announcement and then it blows up 13% in the after hours. Who knows, right? But one thing I did notice is that ARK didn't do any Palantir selling at least today. So it's probably best to or safe to assume that it was buying. Anyway, so let's move over to the option data. So overall, it was bullish for Palantir today. Only 32% put flow was bearish. So we take a look at basically where the most money went. There was a 247 block order for 35 strike, expires 2024. So this is really far out. This is really like a conservative type of option trading right here. Same thing with, actually, if you look at most of these, they're all like in 2022, 2024, 2023. So for the most part, most people that are buying calls, they're usually far out. But they do have like big enough strikes. So there's like 42s, there's 37s, 30s, mid 30s, and so on. All right, so if we take a look at the some technical analysis, so you can see right here that the strong support is still 21. It hasn't really touched 21 in a while, but every time it has touched it, it has bounced off 21. Currently right now, the strong resistance is at 27, around there, and also around 29. It hasn't really broke out of 29 in a while. Well, actually it did like for a little bit, but then it came back down. It kind of hit like a double top like within the same week. But anyways, overall, still strong resistance is at 27. It hasn't really held above 27 for above a week, I think. Actually, let's see, September 14, 17. Yeah, it's like barely hold on above 27, but it's just come back down, especially with the whole like right now with the whole market being shaky, especially in the tech sector. Everything has been selling off lately, but we are seeing a somewhat of a reversal in the market. So anyways, right now Palantir in the after hours is around 26.40, so it basically puts it like somewhere around here. It's getting really close to that strong resistance. So what we would like to see is a break above that strong resistance, but it did surge 13% like tomorrow. So I wouldn't be surprised if there's some people that are doing, you know, some profit taking in the morning, or at least the option people just, you know, locking in those profits. And then usually what happens is when there's like a big contract for Palantir, a lot of people like they search the price in the pre-market and then it starts tanking in the pre-market, and then right on open it tanks even further because everyone's locking in profits. But overall, strong resistance at 27. Again, we want to break above that because right now we're kind of sitting under a lot of moving averages. So we're sitting on the 50-day, the 100-day, and the 200-day. So if we can break and hold above 25 at least, that would be a pretty good strong bullish indicator. Anyways, that's it for today's video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and thanks for watching.